welcome. Hey everybody, welcome Jason Richardson into the house. We're back.
Woo!
In the studio. When was the last time I saw you? Old house.
Yeah, old house. It's been a minute. Yeah, it's been, when was the last one? It was probably like a year, around a year ago, I think, probably now.
Yeah, because I moved here like a year ago.
Yeah, I remember you talking about it. I can't remember what it was for. I think we just did, was it with McRockland? Was it that one?
That was that Jason Becker thing.
Ah, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, 1 remote and 2 in-house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was fun. What have you been up to in the short, you've been on tour, you're on tour about the same time we were on tour.
Yes, yeah, the Fall of Ideals anniversary tour was quite long. It was like 10 weeks. I think it was March 12th to May 20th. It was a long tour. And then obviously there was some dumb shit that happened, like logistic-wise. The shows were all great, but we just had dumb stuff happen with like the bus and the driver, and we had to like switch buses. We were in SUVs for a little bit, trying to find a new bus because, you know, you just went through like a bunch of like tour terrors.
You can't get tour buses anywhere, right? And when you do, well, we had one, it broke down 4 times. Because they've been sitting around for a while.
Yep, and then they just don't even do any maintenance and just send them out and expect them to just work, and then they just break constantly. Yeah, the generator was dying on our new one, or the first one that we had, but that was actually a 2019 bus, and then the second one that we got to replace that one after some stupid stuff happened with the driver, we were paying like a few $100s more a day for a almost 20-year-older bus that they put the generator didn't work in it, so they went to like a Home Depot and got the biggest just normal generator they could and just put it in that cavity where the generator goes. Just shoved it in there, tapped it into the power line. So it wasn't even it had its own like fuel tank that was built into it just because it's a normal generator, and it was a disaster.
Did it make you feel like you didn't want to go on tour anymore?
Oh yeah, I mean, because especially then that started happening like at the end of that 10-week tour. So that was like at the tail end of that was like 9 weeks in, like when that started happening.
I'm over this already.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you had probably like a legit bus company, right, as well? Did just shit still falling, or was it like?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to say like names or anything like that, but yeah, I mean, it was a pretty big bus company, like it was doing that stuff, and you're just like, why? Like, come on, like you guys had like a year plus to make sure these things were still working when things went back to normal. And
yeah, I mean, I guess they can't go around, drive it around and take it to the canyons.
Yeah.
Make sure, or go piss in it and press the button. Mm-hmm. It's kind of weird. Yeah, we had the same thing. We had 2 buses. Like first they were laughing at our main bus is breaking, and the other one ended up breaking as well. You know, it was going well, and then it missed the show. So we had no production at all. So we just got a bunch of balloons and just made like a birthday party show, like randomly with no arcade machine, no video screen, nothing. Just like bare minimum. We had to rent a drum kit. Yeah.
Well, that's unfortunate, but I'm sure you guys made the best of it. Sounds like, yeah.
Yeah, we survived it.
Yeah. But yeah, like I think you just said that the bus company's like laughing at, like because it was just breaking. Like that was happening to us. Like when our tour manager would call the company and like explain to them what's going on, he could hear him like chuckling in the back. He's like, why are you laughing? Like, this isn't funny. Like, this is our home for right now. Paying you a lot of money for it to function properly, and you're just like laughing at the fact that the generator's breaking. Like, dude, because they don't care. They're just going to get their money and then just not even fix the bus and just give it to the next band that needs it without
fix it as it goes, you know?
Yeah.
You know, they're kind of like, they had a tough time too, so I'm not really that mad at them right now, but I was going, okay, I mean, once we almost missed the show, and when you miss the show.
Oh yeah, that's yeah. It's pretty sure it says in like almost every contract that they're like supposed to make it work, and if they don't, then they're liable for like any lost income or something like that. Yeah. Something to that effect. That's what it should be, at least.
Well, at least you don't have to worry about that, right? Because that's kind of like the whole band management problem you don't have to deal with, right?
Fortunately for All That Remains, yeah. For my solo stuff, it'd be a little bit different, but. Fortunately for All That Remains is a much bigger operation, so I get to like have a little less stress in that realm when it comes to that. Having to deal with all my stuff for my solo project right now has been overwhelming, but it's almost done. Comes out Friday.
All right. Well, perfect timing.
Yeah.
Come out Friday.
Yep.
Well, everybody, there's a link you can trigger. We're gonna check out your plugin, which they can download. There's a free trial of it for 14 days.
Yep.
So we're gonna go through that in a little bit.
You get a chance to check it out yet?
I did actually. I checked it out on stream a few days ago.
Oh, nice.
Got your guitar out and played it, and did all that.
Hell yeah. I love it. I think it sounds great. You just got to dig in a little bit. Pick pretty hard to get it. Like that's one of the things I've seen about like reviews and stuff of people if if they have some guitar that doesn't have like quite as hot of output, or if they're like picking wimpy, like just like not very hard. They're like, oh, it doesn't have enough gain. It's like, well, you could turn the gain up or like the input up a little bit, but
I guess it's kind of tough. I mean, for like these kind of plugins, like people can't be bothered pressing anything, right? They just want to press they expect magical things to happen the moment you press a preset.
Instant gratification. Yeah.
yeah. How did that come about then? Getting your own plugin. How did that?
Well, so
about?
Mixwave is a brand new company. It was started by Taylor Larson, the guy who mixes my albums, and he's done a handful of other stuff. He did Periphery 2. That was kind of like one of his first like big albums back in the. That was actually 10 years ago now, which is insane to think about. I think that came out in like 2012.
Everyone's so old without knowing it.
Yeah, but he's done tons of it. He did like an Asking Alexandria album, Within Temptation album, just a bunch of different stuff. He's made a really reputable name for himself, and we have it started with him. Luke is actually one of the founders of the company as well, Luke Holland, and he's essentially like kind of like A&R in a way for the company. And then Taylor's assistant Ernie, and then they have another guy who helps funds pretty much everything and help get everything moving to like actually start a software company, because like I don't know if you've ever investigated stuff like that, but it's not a cheap endeavor to like start creating things like that. Like there's so many moving pieces, and it's definitely working. It's taking off. I think it's just such a new thing right now that like once more products and stuff keep coming out, because I'm only the second amp sim, and then they have like 4 drum kits out right now too. They have Luke has a drum kit, Mario Duplantier from Gojira has a drum kit, Thomas Pridgeon, and Tony Royster Jr.
So they also do drum plugins then?
Yeah, the like Contact library, just like straight like drum instruments. Contact. Yeah, they sound insane. Those are Magic Button ones, where like kind of like how you were just saying a second ago. Those actually are. You just open them, you don't have to do anything. Like it's like the less you do to them, the better. I've had people tell me that about that, or a couple friends tell me about that about my Mixwave plugin. They're like, it sounds better when I have less on it, because it's already like the whole goal is to have things like more mix ready, so you can focus more on just the song and just like playing and things like that, instead of going down like the mix rabbit hole. Unless that's your thing. Some people, that's their thing.
I mean, I think most of us, if we're writing music, like we don't want to deal with any technicality of like screwing around stuff, right? When you at least playing and writing, right? You don't want to think about mixing and changing sound, because you loses the whole way of what was I writing at the beginning?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. That's kind of like how I got with why I ended up getting the Slave Machine for my virtual instruments, the second computer, because I was so sick of just like, if I had like 13 or 14 instruments open, my computer would just start getting mad at me and like freezing and telling me to free up native plugins and stuff like that so it could function better. And I just got so sick of that, because like those seconds add up. It's like, all right, let me commit this to audio. That takes 15 seconds. And then if you do that like 15 times, that adds up to like 2-3 minutes of like lost, like just, what's a good way to put it, just like you're in the zone, and to do that just throws.
You can't get back in. It's like I'm just go get coffee or something.
It
takes you an hour to get back in.
Yeah, it just throws the headspace and vibe off. So I figured out the second computer thing, and now like on the new album I think there's one song I have like 80 instruments open, and it was like both computers were totally fine. I think I was barely maybe like 50% of the CPU headroom I had on my Slave Machine, with like 80 actual instruments open. Some of them big too, like Spitfire, like the Hans Zimmer strings, which is very resource heavy, like stuff on there. And it was still like, I could have done like another 80 instruments and it probably still would have been fine. So each machine can do its job better. It's sick. It's an expensive way to go, but I was sick of my ideas getting throttled by my computer.
I know. In the old days, I thought, well, how fast do I need a computer if it's not for playing games? Now it's like, actually, I do need it for work reasons.
Yes.
How long did it take you to make this album? I've seen the videos. I like the videos. they're cool.
Thanks, man.
You know,
Yeah.
And you put your personality, the gaming stuff, the ideas and stuff. It's cool.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of fun. I mean, you got to figure out a way to go harder and bigger and a step up from the last one. So it's like I'm obsessed with like film scores and all the cinematic stuff. So it's like they got to a point where I just put my foot down. And I was like, I want the videos to be like just as on par with what people are hearing like in the music, instead of just us in a like genting in a colored room. You know what I mean? Just like playing in like a room with a bunch of fancy lights. I mean, we have a couple of videos like that, obviously, but I wanted it to definitely be a little bit more. We have another video dropping this Friday with the album, and it's like, I thought the last video for Pumbaachu, that one where it's like in all the different locations for the different genres of the song, and I thought that one was intense because it took like 4 days to film, obviously because of all the different spots. But this last one we just did was like, it's like full makeup, wardrobe, like choreography, like it's insane. I'm like insanely shocked we pulled it off. It was like a month we pulled everything off.
Did you edit the video, or you got someone to deal with all this?
Oh no, I have a friend. His name's Brian. His name's Brian Race, and he edited the G2 video, the one that Luke, Tina Guo, and I did.
Yeah.
And that's how we got in contact. He ended up being a huge fan of Luke and I, and is like pretty connected in all of these, like all of the film world type stuff, like actual stuff. Like he's edited things for like he was just doing it something for Coinbase. Like he's done a bunch of, I think he's said he was cutting something for like an old Star Wars documentary thing for like Disney Plus, like shit like that. Like that's the type of stuff that he edits. And so obviously he knows people. So this is like every favor possible that we can pull out. It's still not cheap, but like any favor we can get, we're trying to pull it off. So it's like, that's why these things like looks so crazy right now. It's like definitely, it's a right place, right time thing, which I'm sure is like, there's so much of that unfortunately in this world. Where it's like literally, like you just saw my phone call earlier. Like I'm not gonna say what it is yet on the internet, but like.
Oh yeah. No yeah.
Like dude, like it's just like.
So sick. He spoke to God. That's what happened, sort of.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah. I'm sure the internet will find out in the next few months, but yeah, life's crazy.
Yeah, I like that G2 thing you did, which is kind of funny, because it's Jason Richardson doing power metal.
Oh yeah, I didn't even write any of it. It was already written. They were just like, re-record this and put like a little bit of your flair on some of the parts. I was like, okay. And then I wrote a guitar solo and had to figure out that crazy ass unison keyboard line that was not written for guitar. That part that comes like right after my solo, after the synth, the like Dream Theater type double up thing, that was borderline impossible to play.
Because I'm friends with the people that are working on that project, so they actually came to me at the beginning to ask me what I think of the song.
Yeah.
They want to do something like power metal or uplifting, and I heard it already, and when I saw you did the song final, I thought this is cool.
Yep. Oh yeah. No, it's a good song. It got stuck in my head. Like for what it's supposed to be, like it's pretty decent. I definitely liked it.
Yeah. So
Did you like it?
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah. I was so busy, so
I
couldn't.
Yeah, I feel you.
Couldn't do anything with them. But it's good. You're doing power metal now.
Yes.
Yeah.
You need a third guitarist?
I like the harmonic response.
Oh yeah.
It feels like a real amp.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's part of the goal for sure. You gotta plug in the schematic bass, not just like sine waves or black box.
Cool.
Oop.
Are you filming like a video for every single song in your new album?
No, that would be way too expensive. But I mean, I'm sure we'll probably do at least one or two more, like before the cycle's over, I imagine. Because let me think. Tendinitis is on the album, but it came out in like 2018. But we always envisioned it being on the next album, like no matter what. So it's on there. We re-recorded it. That one has a video out. I guess Ishimura has a video out. Pumbaachu has a video out. Upside Down has a video out. Sparrow is the video that comes out Friday. So that's almost like half the album already. So probably do at least one or two more.
Yeah.
But I don't know if every single song, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see.
I mean, it's kind of a weird thing, right? Because I I was going to do the last Dragon Force album, every single video. And then it kind of made a mess out of what my plan was. I still got videos that's not even edited, that we done on green screen. Haven't even got anyone to look at it. It's like,
oh, damn.
Live moved on now. What am I going to do?
Yeah.
I got 2 more videos in the bag right now.
But might as well.
But we're in the YouTube world right now, as you know. It's like, how much it costs to make an album, how much you get out of it.
Yep.
Just laugh, we just talk about how much it costs with Apple Music for
live
streaming.
that call I was on, yeah. It's like all music is $10 a month.
It's like,
all of it.
Yeah.
It's just, it's a fucked up concept.
It's so insane. I mean, are they going to do movies? It's like $10 a month for all the movies in the world one day.
Well, I mean, Netflix.
It's getting similar. It's moving that direction.
Yeah, all those, literally all of that stuff. Actually, it already is there. I mean, look at besides movie theaters, they're trying to bring those back after COVID. But me personally, obviously not everyone has an insane home setup, but I've got a giant 75-inch, 4K TV, 7.1.4 Dolby Atmos surround in my apartment, which is so overkill. But movies in there are awesome. So I'd rather just pay like $30 and own a movie from a streaming platform than go to a theater, because it's like I kind of am in one. But I know that not everyone has that. And I have seen some directors make comments and stuff where it's like, we work so hard, like Dune, for example. I think that one went straight to HBO Max. So it's like they worked so hard on all of this for years. And it came boiled down to someone just watching it out of that monitor over there.
And then that's it. and then they got another million other movies to choose from.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's all that hard work, all that effort, all that mixing, all of the editing, the color grading and shit just came down to some monitor that has some weird dumb contrast setting and built-in speakers on it. And it's I can understand why they're so frustrated about that. That's definitely shot.
Hey, I guess we can't complain that much then,
Yeah.
It costs way less to make an album.
Oh yeah, I don't know if anyone's spent $100 million or whatever, or 50 to 100 million on an album before. I guess that's a good question. I've never thought about that actually.
I always think it's we talked about it before. An album is a lost leader, right? It's expensive, it's hard work, it's blood and tears and everything. And click of a button. So it's better just song by song now. I mean, you can do festivals. I mean, as a band. About needing an album.
I think after this album, Luke and I I have to start working on the next All That Remains album once this one's out, and then I guess maybe some other stuff. It seems like that's probably going to happen. I don't know when I can say anything about that, but yeah, I think Luke and I after this album we might just every now and then just drop a song randomly. It seems to be working for other people, Falling Reverse, who Luke's playing for right now. I don't know if he has plans for an album or anything, but he just keeps dropping singles, and they're killing it. They just keep going right up the charts and just staying there. So there's definitely something to the single thing, but I also see the argument where it's there is something special about getting an album and listening to almost 40 minutes to an hour's worth of music, all in this exactly how it's meant to be heard. You know what I mean? All the songs flowing together and all that shit. It's sick.
How long is your new album anyway? How long is it length?
I think it's almost an hour. It's I think it's 49 minutes or something like that. It's a little shorter than the last
did you
one.
think about, since we talk about lost leader and making an album, do you feel I'll just make 6 songs? Why am I making it that long?
Yeah.
So what's the reason for you making it that long?
I don't know. I've just always, I grew up listening to Dream Theater and stuff like that, which, they have 40-minute songs. So, so I think just in my head, I'm used to, albums being around an hour in length, typically. I don't know. I do remember some albums, if I get an album and it's only around 30 minutes or something like that, I'm kind of it's a bit of a cop-out in a way. 20 to 30 minutes. But I don't know. I've just always, in my head at least, I guess for just some of the stuff I grew up listening to, I always pictured albums being around 40 minutes to an hour.
Me, well, I'm old. Once upon a time, there were tapes, 45 minutes aside.
Oh, dude, I remember I had a cassette case carrier thing when I was in elementary school. I literally I think it was blue, and it had my name like stitched on it. And I was listening to shit like Raffi, like, you know, Baby Beluga in the Deep Blue Sea, like shit like that. I don't know.
I don't know that one.
You don't know that? It's literally like it's a kid song. Like it was literally just like all kids songs. Like he's literally talking about like whales and shit. So that's like the type of stuff I was listening to. NSYNC. I think I had an NSYNC cassette.
Think, all right.
Yeah. Dude, my second grade yearbook photo is literally I'm wearing an NSYNC t-shirt in it, and you can just only see their faces. My mom would only let me get one ear pierced, so my left ear is pierced, and I had the flip hair, like I don't want to. Yeah, I had the flip hair in the front with frosted tips. That's my second grade yearbook photo. Pretty savage.
Well, there you go. You never know what happens in life. Right? Yeah. You guys do any summer festivals this year in Europe? Did you do any? Are you gonna do any?
No, all our mains didn't do any Europe festivals. I don't know, for whatever reason. The band does way better over here in America than I don't know. At least that's what they've told me. What I've heard at least. So it's kind of a weird. Maybe they just didn't put like the time in, like going back and back. I mean, touring's hard, as you know, and like especially going overseas, like. It's exhausting.
Now it's worse. I just got back, right? And it's like flight cancellation, flight delays. Our bass player made the show, Hellfest, 10 minutes before we supposed to start. He just ran up, the in-ears on, put the bass on, and off we go. Intro starts.
Yeah.
You know, missing flights, like connection. It's a nightmare.
Yep.
And, you know.
Yeah, dude, literally on my way home. Was that from the tour? What was that? No, from Gearfest, Sweetwater. On my way home from Gearfest, I got on my first flight. I have status with Delta, so I had like they had bumped my seats up. I had got like upgrades and all that fun stuff. And I got on my first flight, land on my second one. My phone exploded with notifications from them, and like I had been like put on another flight and like got demoted essentially. And ended up getting home 7, 8 hours later than I was supposed to, and had another layover tacked on. So it was a nightmare. And I don't think I slept the night before because I was trying to get the tab book finished for the next album to have it be like finalized for print in time to hopefully try and get it, you know, to the merch warehouse before, not too much later after the album releases, but. I didn't sleep 2 nights like the past week, or not this past week, but the week before that, trying to get that book finished. Just like literally just like eyes red, like falling out of my fucking head. But it's done now. I ordered them. They're done.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's better than paying to proofread someone else's mistakes, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I know how to do it myself, so it's like, I'd rather not go through the process of hiring someone else to do it and then be like, hey, the measure 200, the third beat of that sextuplet grouping, the fourth note in it is on the wrong string. Can you move it down 1 string? Like, imagine doing...
It's harder work. It's more painful to just write notes and give people correction. Then you got to check it again. By then, it's like, I don't want to check this stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I just do it myself. essentially. It's
Hard work.
yeah, it's a lot, but pays off.
And you guys download the plugin.
Yeah, go check it out.
Try it out.
Mixwave.net.
They pre-ordered the book already that you just talked about?
Yep. Yeah, and it does come with a downloadable version as well. So you do get once the album drops, you'll get the Guitar Pro versions, and then as soon as the physicals are ready, they'll get shipped out like very soon after the release.
So you write it on Guitar Pro, or how do you do it?
Okay, so that's a whole another like rabbit hole nightmare to explain. So I ended up doing it twice essentially. So like I had everything done, and then my downtime on the last tour, because I mean, as you know, like especially with full crew and stuff like that, there's a lot of downtime on tour. Actually, in reality, so I used that and made Guitar Pro versions of everything, because I did a poll, and most like 50% of people that responded to it still use Guitar Pro and not just the PDFs, which I thought was interesting. I would assume most people were using the PDFs instead of Guitar Pro, but so I made a Guitar Pro version of that. But in order to save money on the book, because my first book's like 300 pages, it's huge, which is stupid. Like it's really dumb, because Guitar Pro can't hide empty staves. So it's like, say like for 8 measures of a song, there's 5 guitar parts, like rhythm left, rhythm right, lead, harmony, or lead 1, lead 2 doing a harmony, and like a clean ambient thing. But that might be like 8 measures of the song. So the whole song, there's 3 empty staves the entire time in Guitar Pro. So that's why my book is 300 pages. So I had to learn how to use Sibelius in order to hide all of that empty stuff, to trim the fat. And now this next book, instead of being 300, is like only 140 something.
You have to redo it in Sibelius?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I had help, and now I'm really good at the program, so that's good. Yeah, I know how to use the program like really, really, really well now, which is sick. So, I mean, it saves everything about shipping. Literally, it was way more time consuming, obviously, but everything about the cost of the book, shipping, all of that stuff, everything about it is cheaper now. So it's just a way better like business decision to do it that way than just deal with the limitations of Guitar Pro and paying like twice as much as I need to have books printed and shipped.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, you've been busy or what?
Yeah, I'm very excited for because we have a CD release show too in Los Angeles at the Whiskey on the 21st. So after that is when I finally get like just like a breather.
Woo! Red City. How to boost it up?
Nice.
Right? So you're gonna like at the Whiskey playing a full set? Or
Yeah, we're at
mix stuff or just new stuff or?
Oh no, we're gonna be we have enough songs now where we can pick and choose to like make like an hour set of stuff. So yeah, it's gonna be all stuff from probably like half the album of the new one. I think we're probably playing like 5 songs off of it. I think it's in the set list, and then like 6 of the old ones, something like that. Yeah, it's gonna be exhausting. Luke and I have been practicing. We're just like, we used to be able to play these songs like so well and effortlessly. Like, what have we been doing? I've been grinding, trying to like relearn the stuff and like get chops back up to be able to play it live.
That's called aging.
Yes.
You know, it comes. You know, if you pick something easier to play, probably won't sneak up on you so quickly.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm gonna be 31 at the end of the month, and that first album dropped like right before I turned 25. So, kind of makes sense. I mean, I can still play it, obviously, but it's like this type of shit's like working out. Like, if you don't do it for a while, it just like it's constant maintenance being able to play that kind of music.
I usually leave it like a month for a tour to actually like a new tour.
Yep.
To do the songs, because I can't maintain that level the whole time. You know, my whole life to play at that accuracy. Play, you know, running around and doing that. So it's like the rest of the time, just like as long as I know the chords, I know where the notes are, it's okay.
Yep.
Don't have to be that perfect. and you tight it up, right? Just before.
Yeah, I always like these next couple weeks before this show. Like I'm grinding. There might be like one day or two I might take to just like give my hands like a little bit of a break so I don't overdo it. Just like working out. So it's a lot. Even after today, I'm gonna have to go home and play guitar for like another few hours. I have to relearn a couple more parts. Relearned a couple more parts last night. Got those back now. I completely forgot Nick Johnston's solo on the song that we had. It's so bizarre. It's playing so quirky. Like you know him, right? Yeah, he's insane. Very, very unique. So like trying to emulate that is like borderline impossible.
What do? You're gonna just stick to the main theme of like the main notes that sits around and memorable, and then do your own twist on the solo, or you just trying to keep his vibe?
I definitely try to keep his vibe because I mean I kind of have. I think Petrucci said this best in my opinion, because that's why he always plays his solos the same way on the album for the most part, like almost exactly. Because when he would go to shows, like when he was a kid, like said he would always be like slightly bummed out when it wasn't like what he was used to hearing, which is like, I mean, that's just an opinion thing, but I kind of agree with that. So it's like unless there's like an up in the air like improv like designated spot, like I would like to see it like how I'm used to hearing it. Yeah, like how the song is supposed to be. And I'm way more compositional with my stuff. Like I would like to practice something and play it perfect and every single night, and then leave something like up in the air, essentially. Yeah, I just always neglected improv, always. So it's just like not like something I'm like the most comfortable with. But like obviously everything ends up having a little bit of my flair on it just because I'm the one playing it. I'm not Nick Johnston, so I'm not going to sound like him. But I do try to keep it pretty true to what he did. It just sounds like me playing it. Same with like Tim's part on the new song. It's still his part, and he wrote it, and all the notes are the same, but it sounds like me playing it, not him. Yeah.
We're gonna plug him in and get some guitar playing going. Don't worry. And your back, you okay on the back? You play a lot of guitar now. Is your back all?
Oh yeah, dude, I got an inversion table, all that shit. Massage Envy membership, like especially like now that I'm I guess aging or 30 now, that definitely adds up for sure. It's more in my hip. I feel like from the classical guitar position, like trying to, even though it's better for your back, but like your hips being at that tilt.
You're losing, it's all loser, I think, all the positions. You just keep switching positions. Maybe it's the way to do it.
Yeah, that's usually what I do. Once I get sore for a while this way, I know it's bad technique to have it on my right leg, but after a while, once it like, I start to get sore from that, I like have to switch just to like compensate.
I think the right leg is good. When I record, I use the right leg. I've done these before, but you like.
Well, yeah, I do that all the time too, and I feel like that's messed up my like back.
Yeah.
Just from being, and maybe even my ankles a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah. I do right leg when I do recording, because just sitting for hours and hours and playing, it's like, well, at least it makes you move around and everything.
My shoulder would always get sore when I'm like doing like the stuff like that. My right arm, but this back, like my rear delt would always get really sore. I've actually found recently I've started like just having a strap really high and just like chilling like that. So it's like the guitar is just right there with the strap on my lap. So it's like it gets a little bit over here, you know, the guitar just chilling, so I have to take it off every now and then. But you're right, it's a complete losing battle unless we get those Matt Heafy straps where it's just like a necklace, I guess, and then it's
Didn't just get shit from everybody.
But in practicality, it makes way more sense because it's even dispersion of weight on your shoulders as opposed to it just being on one and you're just like this always from always having guitar on. I actually found my left one wants to go up more than down because I feel like it's trying to compensate for the weight that's usually always on there. You know what I mean?
Well, he plays a lot of guitar standing up because of the Twitch live stream, right? Every day he's standing up and playing.
Yep.
Not standing up and playing at home, right? Sitting down.
Yep.
Yeah. So do you have, when you go on stage, because you've been practicing the song sitting down, do you have to have the strap exactly lined up so it's like you know, the same position on the guitar?
I keep it pretty high. I keep my strap pretty high. It's the guitar still pretty much stays like right there. But I mean, I also do consciously practice standing up because I know I'm gonna have to do that. So that's always something that you want to keep in mind. You don't ever want to just only practice sitting down. But I do usually have like a decent height ego riser for like the really, really, really hard parts. So then I'll just
do a leg up.
Yeah, do the leg up and then have the guitar like John Lennon status, like up here, essentially.
Yeah, I remember seeing John Petrucci having those
they're great.
leg up thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I've actually, I mean, because we have the Petrucci camps and stuff like that. Like we always do the jam and shit. But like we would play like a couple of our own songs too. But his stuff just stays set up on the stage. So I've used those equalizers, and they're very solid because they're just like rock solid, like diamond plate. They don't move or budge or anything. Which is another weird thing to think about. Just go up there on Petrucci's riser and just.
I can't do those things, you know that. I can't do it.
You're like.
I'm from the school where, you know, back then when I was learning to play, no one had a strap up. It's like it wasn't even imaginable. It was acceptable to play. It's like you just gotta die, you know. Yeah, you gotta have it down. That's it. Whew, all right.
Yeah,
Is that the boost button?
The what?
Is that the boost button?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll usually use it like I use it in particular for again one of the Rick Graham solo I have to play in one of my songs. He does this like talking legato thing, and then I'll turn it on to that part.
Backing track down a little bit. Sorry, if Herman's quiet on the channel, it's just the way we pick the guitar, right? Because we're in the same.
Yeah.
We technically have the same gain and everything.
Yeah, everything's identical.
Yeah, identical.
Same guitar.
Same guitar. It's just the way we play dynamically. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I have these. Have I showed you these yet?
Extra pointy, is that what's going on? Sharpened Jazz 3.
Yeah,
that's
right. Yeah, because Dunlops, they have the sharp picks, but when I presented this idea to them, they were like, we've never done a Jazz 3 size sharp before. I was like, really? Like, that's kind of cool.
You know, I remember when these first plugins came out, like old days.
Yep.
It didn't feel like playing guitar. You feel like you're playing through a computer. And now these days, the technology is like it's a different level.
Yep.
I remember back then, and they would say all this marketing that this sounds like a guitar, and you put a few artists that confirmed, and you go, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yep.
Am I missing something here?
Yep.
Is it my ears? Or is it my equipment? It sounds like crap, you know. But now it's like you get these plugins like this. I mean, I can't tell you playing through a computer. I think it's like a rack or some kind of amp plugged in, mic'd up.
Yep. Yeah, that was the goal. I think we definitely hit the nail on the head for sure. I absolutely love the way this thing came out. Like, we were literally using beta versions of it on the album. So this just sounds even better because now it's like a polished, finished product.
There's some competition going out there for Neural DSP now, huh?
Yeah. I mean, competition's healthy. There's nothing wrong with it. We just want to, I mean, this is just like a all different option. Sounds insane. And I literally think Mixwave is still like so new that like once products just keep rolling out and word keeps spreading, like I think it's gonna. I don't think, I know Mixwave is gonna get right up there with just like a common name like Waves, or literally like UAD, fucking like any of Neural, any of that stuff. I'm very confident of that.
And hey, you guys, you can download it. Actually, can I try something?
Yes.
I'm gonna get the cheapest, shittest.
Let's do that. Let's try
guitar I have here.
Yeah, let's try it.
I haven't tried it, so this is like we're putting you to the test on the spot here.
Yeah, no, I'm down. Let's go for it.
It's kind of fun to have a guitar like this, which is like your first guitar, right? If you just start playing guitar here, to compare against all the other stuff.
No, this is the type of shit that people need to see, like especially for stuff like this. Like you said, this thing is what, $80?
These guitar packs, man. You know, you get one of these beginner's guitar. They come with tuner and straps and stuff like that. In the old days, you got to go and buy each one thing. You buy a guitar, it's like, oh, I need a strap or I need a cable. Yeah,
for the newest, the last music video we just did, it was Tina's idea, Tina Guo, to buy like a shitty, like beginner cello off Amazon, like a black one, because it fits aesthetically for the music video better. So I did that. It was like a $300 cello, like full size. It came with like the bow, rosin, or tuner, like all this stuff, everything you need essentially for like $300. And then our the aesthetics late girl Missy, who did all like the makeup, wardrobe, and like all that stuff. She essentially like made it look like really old and put all these. The video's a witch ritual. It's like pretty wild, and so she put like these crazy, like really interesting and intricate looking sigils like all over the cello. It doesn't look anything the same. It sounds like ass. I don't even think Tina didn't even put rosin on the bow, so it didn't even make any sound. But it looks really cool. But now my girlfriend just has it to practice on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because she's trying to dabble in all that stuff. So it's just like up on our wall in our bedroom.
Look at that. I got you. Can you believe it? I got you to play this guitar. No one come and play this guitar.
Oh, dude, it sounds great.
Just to prove your plug-in sounds awesome with even
an $80 guitar.
Yeah. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready, dude.
You haven't played a guitar like this for a long time.
Let's fucking go, dude.
Let's go.
Donner. Yeah, and this is how much is this one? The SE? Like, it's less than $1,000, right?
Yeah, I think it's about 800 thing.
About 800?
It sounds, they sound good. I had like a comparison between the two. Like, and
pretty on par?
Yeah, I mean, this one obviously has the rosewood fretboard, so it
Yeah.
sounds different, but that is it's got a very smooth sound, this guitar. I mean, obviously people are laughing about it, say it's a Strat, but it's a good sounding Strat, whatever you say, you know.
But this is the full-blown actual PRS one. I'm still waiting on a guitar from them because when I was growing up, I either wanted to get a Petrucci signature or an Alexi Laiho signature. And I could only find Petrucci's in stores at the time. This was probably like 2006, 7, somewhere around there. Like mid 2000s-ish. And his guitars just weren't like accessible to just like go into a store and just like try or anything like that. Unless it was an LTD, I could never find ESPs anywhere. So when he passed away a year or two ago now, I got a hold of them and ordered a full-blown like actual ESP one with the scythe inlays, the white V with the pinstripes and stuff. Still waiting on it, but definitely excited to get it because it's more of like a memento, kind of like I wanted it so bad when I was a kid. Like this. And like as soon as when he passed away, like Young Guitar interviewed me for the tribute issue and like all of that shit. So I kind of want to get like that issue and his guitar and then just put both of them up on my wall. That kind of thing.
Even that LTD one, you probably got one, right? They sound good. Got this LTD.
Oh yeah, we'll try that one after this.
Yeah.
Oh, is there no switch?
Oh wow, the switch. Is it original? It's a push. I did a push on it.
So that's how you change between pickups?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
What kind of sound you want?
Let's go rhythm first. See what that sounds like.
Oh yeah, I was wondering what you're playing. Yeah, that's right. I think after trying that on that beginner introduction Donner guitar, it's kind of like that's a good test. You knew these ones are gonna work and they're gonna react differently. I think the good thing is you can hear the plug-in doesn't control the guitar. The control is still from the guitar because they sound different.
Yep.
It's not like use an EMG pickup, you put on the guitar, they sound the same and all.
Yep.
Yeah,
definitely.
Enough reaction to it. That's cool.
Well, what's funny about the fact that I ordered it is these are everything I don't like about guitars.
They're pointy and awkward. They have EMGs. They have one knob.
One pickup.
They don't have a switch, one pickup, and a Floyd Rose, which is like everything I don't look for in a guitar. But I'm like still like crazy excited to get it.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're guitars that you use to play your own stuff and play on stage, and they're guitars that you play for fun, right? It just becomes one of those things. Like, am I ever going to play a John Mayer on stage?
No.
Never, but I have a lot of fun playing here.
Yep. Like Ollie, he always had big, giant, pointy guitars. I think the guys would call it like his like wagon guitar, like that. Like flying with it was like an utter nightmare because the case was like as big as your desk, if not like bigger.
I know.
Yeah.
The case for this is pretty big.
Yeah.
You see the article about, they did an interview. It's in a Finnish press with the leftover members of William Bodum. Yeah. Did you see that?
No.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like it just makes you a music business, man. It's music business, everything, and life and mental health in general. They don't teach you how to be a rock star.
Oh, they do not.
No,
or just like how to even navigate this shit to begin with. Everyone just wants to take your money and is out for themselves.
I know. They just throw you in there. It's like,
yeah,
make that percentage for me. Good luck. Yeah.
right.
Pretty sad.
Yep. I think that's about as good as this one's gonna get.
Yeah. Good enough.
Okay, I need 2 more strings.
What are you using 8-string wise anyway for 8-string guitar?
So I have 2 of the Bossies. I have an old Grover one, but I'm actually gonna trade the older one I have back to them for one of the newer classicals that they're doing. So that way, because I need that, I need a classical that's a little bit easier to plug in, so I can play that part in my new song, Upside Down. There's a classical section. I'm gonna trade them one of the 8 strings I have for one of those. But the Majesty 8 is probably whenever I start playing 8-string stuff live again. Have you tried that shit yet?
No, I haven't played the.
Damn, I should have brought it.
8-string.
It's so sick.
Yeah.
It's like real sick.
I mean, it's interesting what Tosin is doing with Music
Yeah,
Man
the
now.
Kaizen. Yeah.
Yeah.
That thing's wild looking. Yeah. It's just a different option. Like pretty much like with a product video, at least that I saw, I think it's just like, it's like if I were to have a Music Man, this is what it would be. It's super dope that I mean, everyone's just stoked on making sick shit. So why not? You know what I mean?
You know what? Why not?
Yeah.
Why just have one guitar?
Yep, exactly.
You got the guitars you use for the job, and you got the guitars you use for fun at home.
Yep.
Yeah, have you played the Kaizen yet?
I think just for a second at NAMM. So not like appropriately yet. I was there up in the room, like the room that's in like the middle where the offices are and stuff, and I played it in passing just for a little bit, but I didn't get a chance to really jam.
Yeah. Tosin was gonna come over, but Tosin.
Yep.
So
yeah, I'm trying to go pick up the classical from him soon, and he said he would, or it'll happen. I mean, it's definitely going to happen, but I want to get it sooner than later, so I can get the stand for it to put it up and then practice transitioning back and forth from the guitars before the CD release show on the 21st out here.
You're gonna have what are you gonna have on the Gracie performance stand? One of those Gracie stand you're gonna have on it, and walk on?
I'll just have my tech bring it up before the song starts, and then it'll have its own wireless pack attached to it, the Axfet, all that shit. And then when it comes to that part, I'll just put my guitar behind my back, go up to it, and just play it. And then I think, because then after that, there's a little bit of a a dynamic, just kind of down chill part for a second before Tim's part comes into the song. So, and then Eddie, or my tech, can just come out and just take it off stage.
Are you gonna have a full band or just you and Luke?
It's just Luke and I.
Yeah.
Everything. The project is still technically new. This is only the second album, and the first one came out 5 years ago now. It's also insane to think, but it's still a brand new project. So there's not a ton when it comes to the touring and show aspect. There's not a ton of numbers on paper or anything like that. So there's not a shitload of money involved. So that was just if I were to bring more people in, that's just more people to pay. You know what I mean?
And it's
plus,
difficult. It's difficult.
And we can already barely play our own shit. So it's I'm trying to factor in another guitar player or a bass player to do that. Is just that sounds like a lot right now.
So how does it work with you live on the click track? You got someone else starting the click track, or the Luke gonna start it? Is that how you got the?
No, it would be usually
the samples and.
Yeah, usually I have everything kind of like seamless. Like I try to compensate enough time in between songs so where we could drink water and talk and stuff like that. But there is usually like I always have a tech now, so there is someone always down there like manning it to like, make sure everything's fine. Stop it if need be. No, Luke doesn't do that. It's usually Eddie or whoever my guitar tech is.
They press start on the track
Yep.
and stop the next song, and then.
Well, there's bricks sometimes too, like 2 or 3 might go together because I have interludes.
All right,
and
you got it
stuff.
all.
Yeah, so sometimes like if the interlude like that's on the album is long enough, I'll just leave that and then figure out a way to segue like into the song. So that way it's not just dead silent on stage and you don't have to be like starting and stopping some.
Yeah, I guess you don't have a singer, you know, to blab about.
Yeah, well we both have mics so we can bullshit with the crowd and they have the optical gates on them so that way they're not picking up noise or anything like that, and like as soon as you get in front of it that tells you that it can tell you're there and the gate opens up and you can talk. Those things are sick.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. I've seen them. Yeah.
They're not that bad. I think it's just optogate.com. Like $250, $250. Like do you do backup vocals? Mm-hmm. You should get one. Mm-hmm. If you guys don't have one, you just throw phantom power on it and it doesn't pick up any residual anything unless you're right in front of it. Mm-hmm. They're super dope.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
Thoughts on Polyphia?
Never heard of them. Who are they?
I don't know. Yeah. Periphery? Sorry. I know Tim fucking hates that. I shouldn't have said that.
We do have Periphery's Misha coming next Monday. He's our special guest, Misha, next week. So in case you want to hear about this band I never heard of called Periphery.
Yep.
It's tough once you're used to some kind of shape. You know, I've been working on making a new guitar.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Can you say who?
I've been working a custom guitar with PRS for like a couple years.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Did you see a guitar? Did you see me destroy a guitar on stage at Hellfest? Where I
no,
kicked
but
the
I
guitar and it disintegrated.
No, that's hilarious. I'm gonna look it up now.
You look it up.
Yeah.
It's pretty wide. It's in 2 pieces at the moment because I've been trying to push the limit with the colorway and all kinds of things. Get more room in it.
Yeah.
Like a race car, you break it and then you fix it and then.
Yeah, I remember seeing videos of you from like forever ago where you're just like, I'm always terrified to do it, to like pick the guitar up like by the whammy bar. Like, that shit scares me.
Right, you're gonna laugh at this one. So I've broken a couple guitars recently. This is another one.
Oh, is the whole body cracked? Oh,
yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah.
I threw it to the guitar tech like I do every night and he missed this one.
Oh,
and it just smashed the ground. The thing came off. Now the whole joint is kind of like coming off. You can see everything.
Does he usually catch it?
Yeah, but he was on the top of these giant arcade machines.
Oh.
So he couldn't move if I didn't throw it perfectly.
Oh, so it's your fault.
He was on the stairs.
Yeah.
High up. It's like that's cool when the move worked, but when it doesn't, it's like the guitar is done.
Sad.
Yeah. So this is like, it needs to be, I'll get it fixed, I'll get it re-glued. Show on the plug-in here.
You go to the, one thing that I think people might not realize is that chain up top, like the cab, amp, overdrive, all that stuff, you can just drag and rearrange the order.
Oh, this stuff, that's right. You can just move that here.
Yeah, you can
everybody.
You can just literally make your own chain in order of whatever you want.
Got the chorus, overdrive, got the amp here, you got the delay pedal.
The cab block's very intense and very like UI friendly too. So you got 4 different speakers you can change between, and then like 20 different mic IRs. Some of which are like one of them. They're like unattainable microphones. Some of them like old vintage ribbons. I think there's like a $10,000 Sony microphone in there somewhere. And this is what we used on the new album. All the new singles that you've heard so far was a beta version of this plugin.
How long did it take for you to do this whole thing? I mean, with them, like to get the amps and then get the sounds and.
So honestly, probably because I mean, obviously they have more than one product, so it's been having to be like time managed, properly for like the other stuff and shit. But probably I don't know, maybe like a year or 2 collectively, because the album has actually been finished for like a year, like mixed and mastered. Just music business.
Takes forever.
So it started before then because we had beta versions of it where it's just like it just looked like complete ass, like the graphics were just terrible essentially, but it was still usable. But yeah, I would say maybe like a year and a half. Like I mean, it dropped last May, I think, is when it was officially released. So probably actually yeah, a little over a year, I would say collectively. Not too bad, but I didn't have to do much other than just be like, yeah, this is sick. This sounds good. Change this.
Yeah, you're not gonna go and write the software.
Yeah, I'm not like taking the schematic and then turning into ones and zeros or anything like that. That's like a whole different. I don't even want to go down that rabbit. I don't have time for that.
No, that's a whole different thing. What about those new guitar colors? How did that come about? What was the?
I don't know. We were just trying to figure out a way. Like, I mean, honestly, when the red one came out, the one you were playing earlier, like, I was like, I don't know how the fuck we're gonna top this ever. And then we came up with the purple one. Yeah, and there it is. That's pretty much it. I wanted to have a little bit of variation as well between the models, not just different color every time. You know what I mean? So we did a maple board on this one, just to have some variation. Everything else is pretty much the same, just besides the color and the board. The white pickups obviously make it pop a little bit harder. Usually, depending on the Buckeye cut, like the center can be pinker, kind of like on the lead amp head graphic, which my 6-string looks like that, and I'm trading this one back for one that looks a little bit like that. And then the white one just was like, I mean, because you know when like every time Petrucci drops a guitar, there's like 6 new finishes. Yeah, so I was like, let's just do more than one. Fuck it. So there's a white sparkle one as well that's actually only available on the music. Those are limited to 25 6s and 25 7s. And I think they're both like half gone right now, if anyone wants one. Half of the stock remaining, both the 6s. I was like, what model is that guitar? This is my guitar. This is my signature Music Man, Matthew Taylor 45.
You can buy one right now, probably in store.
Yeah, this one is retail. So if it's in stock somewhere, last time I checked, Sweetwater was already out of stock, but they have more on order. But I know Guitar Center has some. Like this one's the retail one that you can go and buy. This one's not gonna stop. But the white sparkle one is limited. That's only available on the music.
And it's crazy. You want your guitar, you better buy it because they just go out of stock and just don't know when guitars come back. It's just a world. The world is just crazy. You're buying anything.
Yep.
Yeah, things go out of stock.
Everything's terrible. Just waiting for another boat to get stuck in the Suez Canal.
Everybody, thank you. Say thank to Jason for coming down to hang, play some guitars,
you guys.
Jam a little bit, show us the plugin. So good luck with the plugin and
glad you
the cool stuff you're gonna have coming up. That I can't wait to hear about it.
Oh yeah, me either. Life is fucking strange, dude.
Yeah.
I wish I could say something, but I don't know exactly what's gonna happen yet.
Yeah.
I don't want to jinx it, you know.
Yeah.
But it sounds insanely promising. You heard the whole conversation. So.
Yeah. I know what's going on behind the scenes. Can't tell you anything about it, but sick. All right, guys. See you tomorrow on the next stream. All right. Ciao.
Hell yeah.
Bye.